time. What else was I saying here? Yeah, building, yeah. Extra drum loops. Oh, so here I've got an extra drum loop with the melody. I'll show you the melody first. And so that's the main melody, and also had this extra drum going on at the same time. Again, this is AMG solo, and here there's a sort of a feature. I think it's here. LFO rate. Oh, that's the filter. No, I thought there was... What am I talking about here? Pitch mod. Maybe no. It does have some sort of... I know it has an auto panner. What did I use for that? Oh. Yeah, in PSP Nitro. This is another awesome effect for messing up things. This is like an auto panner kind of thing to really move it around the stereo space. So just to keep it interesting, like the drum beat's always going left to right. It's always just sort of randomly in your ear somewhere. And I've got the filter going up and down too, so just sort of it's always different the whole time through. Just a little bit of extra spice to make it more interesting. So with both those drums going, just keeps it a little more dynamic. I hope that, like, when I upload this actually shows it in stereo, because this wouldn't make any sense otherwise. Okay, so we go through our multiple of 16 bars here. Then, like I was saying, midpoint you get it all broken down. So this comes in with the piano part here. So that's the low point, and then slowly start bringing it back up again.
Up on them in they city hall. We ride for y'all, all my dogs stay real. Don't think these record deals gon' feed your season, pay your bills because they not.
And then it all kicks back in again, bring back in the main melody. See, in this case, I just wasn't able to make it even higher than the first peak in my silly diagram there, because I don't know, the song is so short. It's hard to introduce another new thing in here. I was gonna put maybe another tiny synth line on top or something, but just didn't get around to it. I thought it sounded fine, and I didn't want to get too fancy with a drum and bass song. I mean, sometimes it's just easier to keep it simple in this kind of thing. But yeah, also just the emphasis of effects, builds, drops, and things. I mean, I've always got crashes and fills going on in the background every time to just emphasize a point that, you know, you should be driving forward, making it more interesting. What else was there? Random paintings. Yeah, I've basically covered everything I wanted to show off. I mean, if you've been making music for 2 or 3 years, you're gonna know all this already. It's nothing new. It's just how music in general is. If you just listen to any song on the radio, they're basically all got the same structure as what I'm talking about, and a lot of it is mixing. I always take away any frequencies that I don't need and emphasize the ones that I do like. I mean, it doesn't always need that, but definitely try to take away frequencies you don't need. If it's a bass sound, take away the highs and just keep it a little cleaner, because you're going to need all that space in the future. I mean, if you don't EQ everything properly, then it's just going to sound really muddy, messy. I mean, almost everything's got an EQ. I'm just using the built-in Cubase EQs because I would usually use something a little nicer for that, but here it's just quick and dirty, done EQing. And also, yeah, the fader creep. I'm horrible at this. I mean, look how low my main fader is here, -9. Like that's usually a lot lower than I have it. But what happens when you're mixing is that you want something to stand out, so you start bringing it up a bit, and then you say, oh, you know, this other thing needs to come up a bit, start bringing it up. They all start coming up together, and they usually call that like fader creep, or I think it's something like that. And you gotta eventually step back once in a while and just take everything down at the same time. Like take all the faders down by the same number of dBs at the same time, and just sort of work up from there again. But I've just got bad habits. I just bring down the main fader to have myself more headroom, just so this clip light doesn't go off. I didn't master it, or well, quote unquote master it in this session. All I had was just a filter for the ending where I faded out the ending. Just got this filter automated so that this guy closes as the ending fades out. I saved it all as a WAV file, then made a new session and used Ozone on top of that to really tweak it a bit and make it sound really clean and nice. I love Ozone by Isotope. It's an amazing finalizer plugin and makes everything so much easier. Otherwise, I used a lot of Nexus. I love Nexus as one of my main go-to instruments. Gladiator is turning out to be one of my favorites as well. Yeah, Nexus is amazing. I mean, for the money, this thing is just so versatile. I mean, there's so many add-on packs that you can get. It's just amazing. I don't care if people say it's not synthesis, it's just a rompler, but don't care. It's just amazing. I love it for dance music. Otherwise, I think that's it. You've heard the song if you've been following the compo at all. So I just wanted to make this quick. Hopefully I didn't bore you too much and you learned maybe a little something at least about the way I make music. You know, take some tips away or don't. I mean, I'm not perfect. It's just the way I do things. So yeah, thanks for watching.